Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm FB2X, and today I'm going to be giving you another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Just as I promised in my last video, I'm going to give you guys a little box showcase today. I'm going to show off some of the units, and hopefully you guys get a better idea as to where I am with, what units I have and what ones I'm missing. But anyway, let's hop right on in here and we can start scrolling. So just quickly, I have just the URs and the LRs selected. There's nothing really else. I have a couple other cards that I'll show you guys at the end that are just, login rewards and things of the sort that you can only get that way. But yeah, so here's Extreme Physical. I don't know about you guys, but I like having physical at the top. It just, here's super. You guys can just kind of see what I have and, judge for yourself. It doesn't, I'm happy with my box. Here's, extreme physical, extreme strength. I'm happy with where it is. I've only been playing for 2 years, just over 2.5 maybe, but most of the units that I've gotten, there's a lot of free-to-play units, for example, that people don't take the time to grind often, and you really should, because some of them are actually pretty good and they're actually runnable on some of their teams, especially for example, this Frieza here on JP, he just got an Awakening and an EZA area, and he's insanely good for the Target Goku team. He gives support to them, so when they do stuff like that, it's really good. Sure, you limit the unit, and you make it so they're only really good on 1 or 2 categories, maybe, but that's not the end of the world. I think anyway, because it makes them strong in one aspect or on one team. So you get to run them every now and then, so long as you have the lead, I guess. But it's just nice. I like team variety. Personally, I like team variety and using different units on different teams, even if they're not always the most optimal team in the first place. I feel like Extreme Tech just kind of needs a buff these days, and I mean, they will get one, but it won't be until we get the Majin power category and that Tech Boo that not just came out on JP, but came out somewhat recently, I guess. I guess he's really good. I haven't had the chance to run him or anything, but from what I hear, he's really good, especially if you can get him to transform into Super Boo. Actually, this is by far one of my favorite units to run. Them and Gohan here, if you can find yourself running them on the same team, such as full power, even if you have to run like the less important or the less optimal lead in the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, they will carry you through every event. I understand most people don't have Kale and Caulifla, but if you happen to have them and Gohan, which by the way you can get on the banners or on the Vegito banner right now, then you got yourself an A+ team that can pretty much smash through the whole game without a problem. But yeah, so that's just a quick rundown of the characters that I do have. Here's characters that I have that I can actually rainbow, but for different reasons I haven't. This Ginyu I need to rainbow eventually, because I still haven't cleared Super Battle Road for the Ginyu Force. And then, like I said, most of these units just... The reason that they're not awakened is because there's just no need to awaken them. There's a few for sure that I really should do. But most of them don't even have their SA grinded unless if they're, you know, free to play, or a unit where they have a farmable SSR for me to use. I do tend to get a little lazy with grinding SRs up to SSRs and awakening them if I have to. Yeah, actually, funny story though. This Evolution Blue Vegeta, oh boy. This is the second copy of this guy. Here's the first one. Here's the first one, and then there's a second one there, and they're both rainbowable. And his SA is actually 4 from more copies of Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolution Vegeta, or whatever, Super Saiyan Evolution Vegeta, whatever you want to call him. But every time this guy is on a banner, he wants to be my friend, and I'm honestly sick of it. I really wish he'd stop calling. Besides that, Caulifla, the same thing happened. I keep pulling Caulifla, but she's not a Dokkan Fest exclusive. This guy is. This guy is. It's frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. Moving on, we have a list of LRs here, or a category, I guess, of LRs. Like I said, I'm missing a bunch, 13 to be exact. I'll give you guys a quick rundown of that in a second. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched my summons video, maybe skip ahead, you know, and you're going to watch the summons video, maybe skip ahead 30 seconds, but I did pull both Gogeta and Vegito in that video, which felt pretty good actually. Those were some of the best summons I've had in a really long time. In a really long time. So moving on, we have actually, is there anybody I want to talk about here? Not really. No, I recently pulled these guys off. I think it was when I was summoning on the UI Goku banner, and I ended up with a Trunks. Speaking of UI Goku, I do have UI Goku. He actually even he has a path open. I got lucky and pulled an extra copy of him. Really lucky, really, because that doesn't often happen. And recently, I did some ticket banners for the 5-year, and I actually pulled this Bojack. Not this one specifically, but this one over here. I pulled a dupe for my Bojack, which is the first one, which is nice actually. I don't really run Bojack, but he for as old as he is, he still holds up better than, I'm gonna say, 95% of the cards that came out either at the same time or just before him or way before him. So don't sleep on Bojack. Don't sleep on Bojack, because he's actually really, really good. Here we got category leads. Most of these guys, I mean, I have some of the sub leads here, like the Vegeta from the Saiyan Saga, who doesn't actually have like a full leader skill, and even like this Gohan and stuff. But you can mess around with certain leader skills a little bit and use them for Battlefield, I find, or even sometimes Super Battle Road. And you can build, say, a fusion plus physical team is how I originally beat the Super Battle Road for Super Physical. I merged mostly fusions and a couple of physical units that could hold up defensively, and it actually worked. I was very surprised. But yeah, here's the category leads. I don't know why I have Raditz in here. I don't know. I have a soft spot for Raditz for some reason. I really, really wish they would release a Super Saiyan 3 Raditz card. That would be super amazing, I think. Super Trunks, he's probably one of my favorites to run just because of the versatility of his team. Him and also this guy right here. You can build such fun teams with this Vegeta. If you like messing around in easier events like Dokkan events and such. So yeah, these are like I said, mostly just the category leads and some of the sub leads too. I'm missing a few of them, but not too many. Here's the easy A's that I have. I don't have all of them awakened fully. That costs a lot of Zenny, and that is something that I'll admit I am very lazy about. I really hate grinding Zenny. For the most part, I just use the Hercule statues that they give us. You run the World Tournament Daily event. That one helps you out. And something I find actually helps a lot is buying the statues with the treasure that you get from story events. So, say for example, the pudding event, or the pudding that you get from that Beerus and Rage Vegeta event. You can buy I believe 2 or 4 Elder Kais, and then you can also buy like statues with that one, I believe. I'm not sure 100% if you can with the puddings, but I know a lot of them you can buy the statues with it, and I find that helps a lot. And lately I've been grinding easy A's past level 30, which also helps a ton with Zenny. So if you're lacking Zenny and you got good units for a certain easy A, do it up. But yeah, these are the easy A's. I even like put the new Samasu in there because you'll be getting an easy A soon-ish, in a month, maybe 3 weeks. And I put the new Broly and the Vegeta in here too, since they'll be getting an easy A area eventually too. But yeah, like I said, a lot of these units aren't fully awakened. Some of them are. The higher tier ones are definitely awakened because, you know, they're more optimal to run on their teams. But like even Super Vegito here, I'm not too big on Super Vegito. A lot of people love this guy. I think he's okay, but there's better options on his teams, that's for sure. At least in my opinion. Over here, we have, these are just, if you guys are wondering, those dozing Kais that never work, almost never work. These are units that I use, or I'm willing to use them on, because these are units that, maybe this Skinny Boo deserves actual Kais, but for the most part, these are units that I don't want to invest real Kais into, and they don't. Maybe they don't. I don't know why this Goku's... Well, because it's hard to farm his super attack, I guess. But most of these guys don't have farmable super attacks. So it's kind of hard to like, how are you gonna farm a Super Saiyan 3 Gohan's super attack? You're not. Anyway, next we have these are their special cards. I actually need to put the blue Goku in there that we just got for the 5-year. But these are special cards that came out for April Fools. You got these two. I'm not sure why I put this Gohan in here. I think, isn't he a World Tournament reward? I'm not sure why he's in here. But anyway, there should be a couple more. I'm not sure why there isn't. Hercule should be in there. I guess I just missed a few, which isn't the end of the world. But going back, easy A's, I'm actually only missing one. I'm missing Strength Cell. I have never pulled Strength Cell out of all my summons. If I knew how many stones I've used since I started playing the game, I'd do a summon rate calculator with the banners that I used or something and try and figure it out. But I know he's good, but I don't have him yet. So maybe someday. We'll see. That's one of those cards that's just eluded me for a long time. And it's the only easy A that I'm missing, actually. As for LRs, I'm missing 13 of them. And I'm just going to list them off real quick. Most of them I don't know much of. Maybe it's not that I don't know much about them, it's that I haven't really run them on their most optimal teams to know how good they really can be. So either way, I'm missing Mighty Mask, which I know a lot of people have because they've been playing for a long time. I still don't have them. The GT Trio I'm missing. I did summon on that banner when it came out, but I got 2 copies of Baby, and after that I stopped. Beerus and Whis, I've never been able to pull. I have them on a secondary account, but they're unawakened because that account does not have very many good cards. And I've never really gotten to test them out too much. Majub is one that I want to get, but the battlefield memories are very valuable because they're hard for the amount of stuff that they offer you to buy. You can't buy it all with the amount of battlefield memories that you can get right now. So Majub is sitting on the sidelines until I need him for something, and then I'll purchase him because I have enough. I have enough to buy him. Full Power Frieza is the next one. I never summoned on his banner. If I happen to get him one day, great. If I don't, it's really okay. I don't mind. He's not, one of my, like that Frieza specifically isn't too important to me. Godku is next, and that's one that I kind of want. I know he's good. His leader skill is amazing. I've ran him a few times as a friend lead, and he seems really good. Gumku is the next one. He was pretty recent on Global, and I never summoned on his banner. It's not that I know he is beyond amazing, and his team is great. The Super Saiyan team is really, really good. I've recently come to learn, but it's just not worth summoning on legendary summon banners usually, especially ones like his. Next is Tech Broly. Tech Broly is one that I really, really wish I had. He'd help a lot with extreme tech teams. And when Extreme Super Battle Road comes out soon, I'm going to really wish I had him, I think. Vegeta and Nappa are next. They're the most recent global LR. And even though their damage output isn't great, they are actually... I ran them. I didn't grind too much World Tournament, but I did run them a few times in the World Tournament. And they just clear the whole field no matter what. It doesn't matter. They hit everybody. They have the AoE, and they clear everybody out at once. The next one is Vegeta and Nappa. Oh, sorry. Nope, I lied. The next one is the androids, actually, that I'm missing. I never summoned on their banner because I used all my stones at that time for the Gohan and Cell banners that came out right before that, and they're good, but they just I wasn't willing to spend money to summon for them. Physical Cell, I just have no interest in. If I pull them one day, great. Love them for the collection, but there's no need to be chasing a card that has barely any use. He does AoE damage, but for his one benefit, he has a lot of drawbacks, I think. The next one is 1000 Day Goku, and the only reason I don't have him, as you can guess, is I'm not at 1000 days yet. So I can't have 1000 Day Goku, which makes perfect sense. And the last one is actually the Kid Bulma and Goku card from the third set of Super Battle Roads that I just never really... I mean, I have some of them cleared, but there's some of them, like Super Saiyan 3, for example, that I just know that I won't be able to clear for a while because my Super Saiyan 3 team is lacking right now. I have a decent amount of them, but the problem is that the roster is just so slim and the cards that are good, I don't have some of. So it's next to impossible to clear that right now. Hopefully someday soon, though. The last thing I wanted to get into was just what Dokkan Fest exclusives I'm missing, which there's actually 7 of. I don't have a category for them, which it's mostly because they all fit into the category leads, right? They all have really good leader skills if they're a Dokkan Fest exclusive. At least, you know, once the leader skills became 120%, after that, all of them have a fairly good leader skill, I'd say, where they're runnable at least, and you can clear most of the game, if not all of it, with some of them. But there's 7 of them that I'm missing. The first one and the most important one is definitely Cooler. I wish he would have been on Beerus's banner, but he wasn't. Android 13 is the next one. If he's on a banner that I want a different unit and I get him, okay, great. But I don't care for Android 13. I know he's good, but I just don't have a use for Android 13, really. My Android Steam is all set. As you can see, you know, MVP 17 here. Rainbow Star. Moving on. The next one is the Dokkan Fest Piccolo. The physical one. I never pulled on that banner because I was saving for a different banner at the time, and I know he's insanely good, especially next to the agility nail. But that being said, it just wasn't worth the pull on his banner for me. Next is Future Gohan, the int one. Again, his banner did not really interest me. It did have some decent units on it, but it just wasn't good enough to justify, at least for me. I understand some people like Future Gohan, maybe. That's fine. Nothing against you. But it just wasn't good enough for me. The next one is Kid Goku. I think I pulled on his banner, and I've pulled on banners where he's been available. But he just, he eludes me. He doesn't, you know, he doesn't want to be friends, which, you know, I understand. So next is Bardock, who came out for Saiyan Day. I did spend a decent amount of stones on that banner. Nothing crazy, but I never pulled him. I got everything else except for Bardock, which is how it goes sometimes, which is okay. And lastly, it's Strength Cell, the EZA one, as I mentioned earlier, that I'm missing, who is also a Dokkan Fest exclusive. Just, I believe he's pretty old. He's pretty old. He dates before I started playing the game, for sure. I know that. But yeah, so that's the box showcase, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope there's some units in there that, you know, maybe you guys didn't know something about, and I let you guys know. And if so, feel free to drop a like, a comment, or even subscribe if you're feeling up to it. And I'll catch you guys all in the next video.